This is where things started to feel off. After starting the engine and checking that everything was running smoothly, we untied the boat and backed out of our spot. But as we went to shift into forward, the boat wasn't responding. At first, we thought that maybe it was stuck in neutral, or that it was just taking a while for us to pick up momentum. Finally, we saw some forward movement and continued on our route out of the anchorage. That's when we noticed another problem. As we throttled up to increase our speed, the boat just wasn't getting much faster. Again, we checked everything to make sure it was running smoothly and saw no issues. After 10 minutes or so, our max speed was still only 2 knots, and that was with the help of the current. We double-checked the current charts. We even reversed for 100 meters just in case our keel snagged something on the way out. no matter what we tried, we weren't seeing any significant change in our speed.
Well, we're turning around. We have actually we've turned around. This is our second time turning around today. We'll explain a little bit more later, but basically we're having an emergency keel cleaning, if you will. And yeah, Blue Moon's just slogging, and we've checked everything, and we think it's because we've got some growth that we just couldn't get when we were diving because we don't have that weight belt. So yeah, never a dull moment aboard. And just like that, we're back where we started. I will explain a little more in a little bit, but right now we're trying to figure out if we have zincs. So today was supposed to be our moving day. We're beginning our sail back to the docks for the winter season, which is kind of like an annual trip of ours. And basically, so we've been working over the last few weeks to try and get everything prepared. You know, we filled the diesel, checked the fluids in the engines, checked our anti-siphon valve, and just a bunch of other stuff to kind of prepare, filled up our water tanks, that kind of thing. And we thought we were good to go. We even scraped the hull. And we started this morning, and we were just going really, really slow, like abnormally slow. So we were trying to figure out why. Basically what we did was we backed off the mooring ball, then put it into forward, and when we were trying to pick up speed, we just weren't going as fast as we should have. And we were with the tides, and we could only get up to about 1.52 knots. And we could just see on the shore. We've gone along this section many times, and we knew that it was just too slow. So we kind of flip-flopped back and forth. We made some calls to some people, just asking their opinion, and we even thought maybe we hooked something on our keel. And so after getting out there for a while, we ended up throwing it into reverse and reversing about 100 meters to see if we did hook something on the keel. Hopefully that would release it, and then went into forward and kind of tried again, and nothing was really working. We were slowly getting a little faster, but nothing was really fixing it, and it just wasn't right. So what we figured was that since we couldn't dive and clean the keel because we didn't have the right equipment, we think there's a lot more on there than we realized, and it's just weighing us down to the point where it's completely slowing us down. We actually turned around twice. Like, we were going out there, we were like, okay, we need to turn around. This is too slow, especially when we hit those currented areas. We want to have power and we want to have speed to get through them. So we ended up turning around, and for whatever reason, when we turned around, we felt like we were going a lot faster. We were like, oh, did we get the currents mixed up? Like, what's going on? And so we're like, well, maybe we should try, right? We had 15 nautical miles that we were going to do today. So we ended up turning around again. And although we were going a little faster, we were still only reaching like 3 knots at our best. Okay, I've come down here because I feel like the light was kind of crazy up there. Where was I? So basically, yeah, we flip-flopped. We turned around once. We decided, no, let's make it. Like, we've already made it 2 nautical miles. So we were heading towards our destination, and we decided that it was just too slow. It wasn't going to work. And this was the easy leg. The final leg, we have a lot more currents. We have a lot more hazards, if you will, to navigate. And so we called a diver, and they're amazing. They said that they could get us in an hour and a half, and that they'll meet us at the boat. So we made our final turnaround, and we came back to the ball. We're hooked up temporarily. The diver should be here any minute. Jonas is just going to pick him up and also pick up some zincs just in case. Figured if we're getting a diver down there, we might as well make sure that the zincs are good, because that's another thing that we thought we could see them, but again, since Jonas didn't have the weight belt, he just couldn't get under the boat well enough. And we also don't have a tank, so it's more free dive style. And yeah, we've come back. We're once again moored, and we're gonna get our hull cleaned, and hopefully that is the problem, and I think it is. It just makes sense. We have a whole year's worth of growth down there. The water around here is just so healthy that it really, things grow. A lot of things grow, and it's heavy. And I think that's why we actually started to get faster throughout the morning as we were spinning and turning, is I think we actually shed some of the larger chunks. That was a long story. Ooh, I got a text. Hello? A redder one might be okay. They tend to last a little longer. It's the shaft zincs that, like, for whatever reason, they kind of vibrate off a lot.
Okay. I'll just get this one. I don't see too many rudder ones.
Okay, it sounds like Jonas found the zincs, which is awesome. And yeah, we're just gonna wait for the diver. They should be here in about 15 to 30 minutes, and we're gonna dinghy them out. And luckily they can just dive and scrape right on the ball here. And then I think our plan for the rest of the day is, depending on the weather and the tides and the different factors, we are either gonna leave this afternoon, make sure we have enough daylight, and yeah, make sure we have enough daylight to get there, or we're going to leave tomorrow morning and do the whole thing. And yeah, but we should be able to make the currents, and with a clean hull we should be able to be moving at least 5 knots. That's kind of our average hull speed if things are neutral and we're just kind of chugging along. Just a quick little blip in our trip, that's all.
Since we got a diver down there today anyway, an unexpected diver, but we just picked up a prop zinc and a rudder zinc. He's gonna have a look and see what the condition of ours is, and then if they need to be replaced, he can put them on for us today. So these, just like the engine zinc, they are sacrificial, so they reduce the rate of corrosion for the other metal pieces, like on the prop and on the rudder. Tides aren't great tomorrow, I'll say.
The diver is down there right now, and it's making a really cool sound on the hull actually, because he's got his scuba tank on, like his oxygen tank, and anyway, it's kind of relaxing. We are just looking at the tides now, and they're not looking super promising. So we're trying to figure out a plan for what we want to do, because ideally we would have been at our anchorage by now and get an early start tomorrow morning to make it to the docks, kind of smooth sailing, if you will. But we'll figure out a way. Okay, hull is cleaned. The diver is amazing. Yeah, so fortunate. He came within an hour and a half of us calling him on a Saturday, and so grateful. He was fantastic. He said there's probably at least 500 pounds of growth on there, and that he's surprised we even moved at all, which to be honest is really nice to hear, because it kind of confirms our theory of why we weren't going anywhere. All the through hulls are cleaned. He replaced the shaft zinc. The rudder zinc was fine. We've been looking at tides, and we'll be fighting them a bit for sure. But I think we're still gonna go to our original moorage. It's only about 15 nautical miles, and worst case scenario, we'll pull off at a different little harbor along the way. So it'll still be slowish, but it'll be just so much faster, and yeah, it feels really good to confirm that. He asked if we noticed if any of our sinks were draining slowly, and we had been, and I had kind of suspected this, but they should be clear now, because obviously if the through hulls get gummed up with growth, the sinks can't drain as well. So I feel like we just solved so many problems, and yeah, I'm really excited about that, and I think we'll be good to go now. It's a beautiful day. We should be able to be at a new anchorage by the evening. And yeah, I have no idea what time it is, but I think we have Should only take us about 3 hours to get there, and it's 11:45, so we have lots of time. Our goal is to get there by 5, so we've got 5 hours to get there. And yeah, I'm just really excited to take this for a spin and test out our new sleek hull. Jonas coming back from dropping off the diver. Like a champ. Okay, let's try round 2. We're feels so fast right now, it's unbelievable. Wow, I feel like I'm in a river. In all of the chaos and trying to get the main up, which kept getting stuck on the halyard somehow, we noticed a massive tanker coming, pretty much cutting us off directly.